and the largest college tax credit for our middle-class families. And thanks to Austin's own Lloyd Goddard, $2,500 a year for 2 years of college. And we want to make it permanent, so it's worth $10,000 over 4 years of college. And because the value of Pell Grants has fallen as the cost of college keeps going up, the cap on how much Pell Grants are worth, we have decided to offer more support for the future, so the value of Pell Grants don't erode with inflation, they keep up with inflation. And we're also making loan repayments more manageable for over 1 million more students in the coming years, so students at UT Austin and across this country don't graduate with massive loan payments each month. Woo! We're working on that right now. As you mentioned, by the way, we're also making information more widely available about college costs and completion rates, so you can make good decisions. You can comparison shop. And we're simplifying financial aid forms by eliminating dozens of unnecessary questions. You should not have to have a PhD to apply for financial aid. I want a bunch of you to get PhDs. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want you to have to do it for financial aid. So, if you're married, for example, you don't need to answer questions anymore about how much money your parents make. If you've lived in the same place for at least 5 years, you don't need to answer questions about your place of residence. Soon, you'll no longer need to submit information you've already provided on your taxes. And that's part of the reason why we've seen a 20% jump in financial aid applications, because we're going to make it easier and make the system more accessible. So, college affordability is the first part of the strategy that we're pursuing. The second part is making sure that the education being offered to our college students, especially, by the way, our students at community colleges, that it's preparing them to graduate ready for a career. See, institutions like UT are essential to our future, but community colleges are too. They are great. By tying the skills taught in our classroom to the needs of local businesses in the growth sectors of our economy. And we're giving companies assurance that the workers they hire will be up to the job. We're giving students the best chance to succeed. We're also that way giving America the best chance to thrive and to prosper. And that's why we're also reinvesting in our HBCUs, Hispanic service. The third part of our strategy is making sure every student completes their course of studies. I want everybody to think about this. Over a third of America's college students and over half of our minority students don't earn a degree, even after 6 years. So we don't just need to open the doors of college to more Americans. We need to make sure they stick with it through graduation.
Yeah.
That means looking for some of the best models out there. There are community colleges like Tennessee's Cleveland State that are redesigning remedial math courses, boosting not only student achievement but also graduation rates. And we ought to make a significant investment to help other states pick up on some of these models. So we've got to lift graduation rates. We've got to prepare our graduates to succeed in this economy. We've got to make college more affordable. That's how we'll put a higher education within reach for anybody who's willing to work for it. That's how we'll reach our goal of once again leading the world in college graduation rates by the end of this decade. That's how we'll lead the global economy in this century just like we did in the last century. When I look out at all the young people here today, I think about the fact that you are entering into the workforce at a difficult time in this country's history. The economy took a body blow from this financial crisis and this great recession that we're going. But I want everybody here to remember that each and every junction throughout our history, we've always recognized that essential truth that the way to move forward in our own lives and as a nation is to put education first. It's what led Thomas Jefferson to leave as his legacy not just the Declaration of Independence, but a university in Virginia. It's what led a nation that was being torn apart by civil war to still set aside acreage as a consequence of President Lincoln's vision for the land grant institutions to prepare farmers and factory workers to seize the promise of an industrial age.
Yes, sir.
It's what led our parents and grandparents to put a generation of returning GIs through college and open people of all races with growing opportunity and grew our middle class and produced a half a century of prosperity. And that recognition that here in this great country of ours, education and opportunity, they always go hand in hand. That's what led the first president of the University of Texas to say, as he dedicated the cornerstone of the original main building, smite the rocks with the rod of knowledge, and fountains of unstinted wealth will gush forth. That's the promise at the heart of UT Austin. But that is also the promise at the heart of our colleges and of our universities, and it is the promise at the heart of our country, the promise of a better life, the promise that our children will climb higher than we did. That promise is why so many of you are seeking a college degree in the first place. That's why your families scraped and saved to pay for your education. And I know that as we make our way through this economic storm, some of you may be worried about what your college degree will be worth when you graduate, and how you're going to fare in this economy, and what the future holds.
Right.
But I want you to know, when I look out at you, when I look into the faces of America's young men and women, I see America's future. And it reaffirms my sense of hope. It reaffirms my sense of possibility. It reaffirms my belief that we will emerge from this storm. And we will find brighter days ahead, because I'm absolutely confident that if you keep pouring yourselves into your own education, and if we as a nation offer our children the best education possible from cradle